Before we begin with today's issue, I just wanted to let you all know that our web streaming channel, And Chill, has renewed the critically acclaimed show The Walking Dead for its 76th season. As such, catch the new episode starting tomorrow wherein Rick and Glenn are now going to appear fighting zombie rights activists. Will Glenn be able to escape their change.org petition? Or will he succumb to the zombies with signs and protests outside his house? All of this and more, only on And Chill, a cheaper alternative to Netflix, especially when you don't give a shit about quality. Now, on to this week's episode.
Hello, intelligent life forms and also humans. Recorded on the 12th of December of 2116, this is the 22nd century and we have the issue 3 of The Black Hole. The only news show we bet you'll get sucked into. Another special show today as our top story concerns a topic that we don't already talk much about, the film industry. But before that, let's recap everything that happened this week.
As we approach towards the end of 2116, the United Nations, running out of important issues and endangered animals, has renamed 2117 as the year of everybody's face is weird, it's not that important, let's get over it.
Say two guys whose faces are fit for an audio rendition of a visual show. In other news, an exercise video killed a few people because, unlike always, it forgot to mention keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing throughout the yoga session. Medical professionals say that the fact that they died this way is truly breathtaking.
News from the nation, McDonald's have started selling books, especially the 100-year-old Hugh Laurie's autobiography. When published, customers were also asked if they want fries with that.
Great guy, Stephen Fry.
Apple this week released new earphones that streams music directly into your ears, thus discarding the need for wires or earpods. This move by Apple received a negative response from the introvert community. Because now, how are you supposed to remove one of the earpods out of your ears so as to signal people about what a hassle it is to talk to them?
Now for some news from the nation's capital. A politician was questioned about his plans to make his city safer and what he thinks should be the steps to be taken to ensure the same. In his reply, the unnamed politician has blamed girls, Western education, Russian dictatorship, Italian fascism, Chinese bail, American chop suey, and Tunisian vice president.
So we here at The Black Hole dug a little deep to find out what other plans he has ever had. The one interesting statement we found was back during his election campaigning, where when asked about his elaborate plans for cutting down on traffic, he replied with, and I quote, "Mostly not let ladies people drive, bracket open laughs, bracket close."
If only plans were all this easy, right?
Right. Can you imagine him as Daniel Ocean? I hope they aren't done with the casting for Ocean's 23.
Which brings us to our next topic, the Oceans series. After the success of the all-female Ocean's 14, Hollywood executives do what they do best, which is take something that works and keep doing it as long as they can.
And then we had the all-black Ocean's 15.
The all-Asian Ocean's 16.
All the way to the all-Indian Ocean's 17, which is also sometimes referred to as Cash, Players, Happy New Year, or the 30 Minutes of Doom 1.
And of course, there was the all-Koreans who like mozzarella cheese Ocean's 18.
Oh, and the all-scuba divers who also like Shark Tank Ocean's 19.
And then also the hit from last year, Ocean 20 Cruise Sailors.
And finally this week we had the grand release of Ocean's 21 Pilots.
In film news this week, after over a century, a major production house is set to revive a sequel for that movie where criminals were consulted to help the locals and the police.
Critics still unsure whether to expect a sequel to Suicide Squad or Sholay.
Now moving on to some documentary-related news.
Documentaries. The morning news equivalent of films in which it's way too non-fiction to be really interesting unless if it involves a serial killer.
A documentary was released this week involving LGBTQ cult members who, tired of asking for equal rights in our country, figured out that it might just be easier to form an entirely new nation instead and then establish said rights.
Another documentary released focused on Dubai's eccentric obsession with making building taller than the world's tallest building, which incidentally is a title Dubai's buildings themselves have held for 110 years. Like it feels like Dubai is like Sachin Tendulkar trying to break records, and for most of it, it's his own records that he's breaking.
Environmentalists too are concerned that the most imminent threat to the ozone layer might not be greenhouse, as much as it is a building, especially because the tallest building in Dubai as of now has reached the atmosphere. Also from last week, a documentary that studied Hollywood and Bollywood actors was released. which showed their preparations before shooting actually started. The film showed that Hollywood actors would lock themselves in a closed room, study their character, learn a new accent, and formulate how the characters would internally respond to various situations in the movie.
On the other hand, just like Hollywood actors, Bollywood actors too would lock themselves in a closed room to prepare for their role. A closed room generally referred to as the gym.
Now, moving on to the classifieds section.
Wanted. Wanted, a groom, a green card holding fair Brahmin doctor with an MBA degree from London. Dowry, encouraged. Woman beater, optional.
Wanted. Wanted, a cyborg. 21-year-old girl looking for a half human, half man, preferably programmed to compliment, take candidates, and not complain about the unfair friend zoning.
Wanted. Wanted serial killers on the loose, disguising themselves as Teletubbies from a century ago, who are terrorizing child offenders up north.
Now, moving on to not wanted. Not wanted Rohit Shetty fanboys who don't watch Marvel superhero movies because they are not realistic.
Not wanted. Not wanted people adamant on boycotting Amazon and using Flipkart instead because it is quote unquote an Indian company.
Not wanted. Not wanted people who still wear Avicii bands even months after the concert. We get it, you party hard. Also that you haven't partied for months now.
This last week was huge for Bollywood as the Filmfare Awards were hosted here in India. Filmfare Awards, a participation certificate for coming to the event disguised as a gold trophy in unrealistic made-up categories so that your presence makes corporations money through TV viewership.
This year's award ceremony had more people coming from Hollywood than Bollywood. Like the only other time these many people flew into Bombay from LA was probably when Trump was elected president back in the 21st century in 2016.
To talk more about the shift of Indians from Bollywood to Hollywood, let's move on to our top story this week, which is quite literally the talk of the Tinseltown.
As you might have heard, our very own Bollywood as we know it is now heading towards extinction.
What started out as a trend back in the 21st century has now, 100 years later, led to this. Back then, it was mostly about actors moving to Hollywood for better opportunities and whatnot. But as the years progressed, Indian filmmakers, writers, technicians, music directors, cooks, and even spot boys have moved to Hollywood.
Although major corporations with stakes in leading studios in the US are calling it a merger, that's hardly what it really is. So today we have with us Mr. Kapoor Khan, who hails from a family of hardcore Bollywood fans who have been a witness of this sad transition. He is the head of NNMD, also known as Nautanki Na Milegi Dobara. The NNMD group for the past 80 years has been trying to educate Indians about the growing threats against Desi entertainment.
Welcome, Mr. Kapoor Khan.
Hello. Keep rolling.
Sir, we are rolling. You can speak now.
I know. Keep rolling is an official chant. You know how we say Jai Hind and Jai Maharashtra to show our respect towards our nation and our state. Similarly, at NNMD we say keep rolling because it reminds us of our goal.
Which is?
Bollywood must keep rolling. People say things like Bollywood is on its deathbed. No, not on my watch.
That's mighty ambitious, Mr. Kapoor Khan, considering that Sir Ranveer Singh's grandson moved to the Beverly Hills last weekend. It is rumoured his acting and dancing skills were just like his grandfather. Great loss for Bollywood, don't you think?
First off, please call me KK. Sounds more filmy, don't you think? Also about Singh Jr., NNMD wishes him well, of course. See, let me make one thing clear. We're not against better employment opportunities. There is no doubt about the fact that actors, filmmakers, writers, and even technicians that have moved to the States will prosper. However, there is a khel that all these people are being sucked into.
So, wait a minute. You're saying that there's more to this than meets the eye?
Yes, definitely. If you consider the 21st century alone, in 2020, Bollywood started achieving a new high as almost every film had started making sense. They were all blockbusters. However, in 2050, in the search for more diversity in their film fraternity, Hollywood started uprooting Bollywood stars first by offering them meaningful films. But because some stars were not professional, Hollywood had to import the directors as well, who were used to the tantrums thrown by these stars, and that's how the pattern began. They pulled off a dosti ko rishtedari mein badal diya. Indian producers absolutely loved this deal because now they did not have to spend so much money on expensive foreign locations. In fact, they moved their offices there. The only people left here now are us, who believe that we can still save Bollywood.
That's quite astounding, KK. Also, last month you took a trip to a local village to conduct a workshop on Nautanki. How did that go?
Yes, and that was a blockbuster success. The crowd's reaction was very good. Overreaction, I must say. Just the way I like it. We had children as well as adults with us there. Nautanki is Bollywood and Bollywood is Nautanki. If you want the younger generation to start caring about something, you need to tell them where it comes from. We also had a screening of Dabangg 7 after the workshop. Salman Sir's era was Bollywood. My grandfather, my pappy, used to hang out outside Galaxy apartments all the time before the Katrina tsunami destroyed it all in 2017.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
Thank you.
So, KK, maybe you could tell us a little more about that khel that Hollywood is playing?
Yes. See, our ancestors have told us that बड़े-बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती है. But this is not a choti baat. There's a lot brewing on the inside in this bada desh. So I decided to go all Byomakesh on the case, and what I discovered is a lot more shocking than I anticipated.
Is it so? I mean, what? The nation needs to know this.
So the reason why the transition happened is a cliche. It's overdone. It's like giving a lifetime achievement award to Gulzar Saab at every award function. It's money.
Money? How?
Like I said, by mid-21st century, Bollywood had taken over the world. Which is also because of the population explosion in India. The population kept on increasing, and so the Indians started moving to US, UK, China, Antarctica, wherever they could go. By the end of the 21st century, Indians became a majority in the US. Bigwigs and studios of Hollywood had 100 years worth of research with them. And so when Hollywood as an industry started failing, the Bollywood fraternity was called upon in the name of diversity to start the inflow of the money in the States.
This is highly astounding, we must say, KK. So, basically, what you're trying to say is that they are using diversity to divide and rule.
Exactly. Very much so, and it's not the first time that this is happening with Indians.
But wasn't this kind of precedented? See, over the couple of decades, Bollywood has been doing the same thing over and over again. The audiences are bored, so I can understand that the actors and filmmakers too might want a change.
Yes, you got it right. Even for someone who's a hardcore fan of Nautanki, even I wouldn't want the same kind of Nautanki all the time. But then we abandoned it completely. Even when filmmakers tried to present a newer kind of cinematic experience, we audiences didn't give a chance to them by putting them under the umbrella of, it's Bollywood, it's all the same.
And subsequently such films stopped getting made on account of the economic risks that they entailed, because no one would see them.
Exactly. And the studios reverted back to making the films that most of the audiences still didn't mind. Sometimes even a senseless, scriptless comedy is all you need to make your day better after a hard day of work, or on your weekend off with your family. But for the actors and filmmakers and the crew, these films were their hard day of work, which is what brings us where we are now.
You've got a fair point, KK, I'll give you that. But could you tell us, what is the silver lining for us Bollywood lovers? What should we be looking forward to in a situation like this?
Like I said, we are not against employment opportunities. We want our stars to receive international recognition, and they deserve it. We just don't want to end up ignoring our roots. People from over 100 years ago, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, Govinda, Fardeen Khan. Okay, maybe it wasn't that wise to put a Fardeen Khan on that list. But my point is all these people have raised Bollywood like their own child. Now that it's aged perfectly, it's time for us to be there for Bollywood. Just how children are expected to take care of their parents in their old age.
Yeah, like Bagban 3.
Yes.
What you just said, KK, is very moving. So, in a nutshell, your message to all of the Bollywood fraternity out there is that there is no harm in working abroad. But one must know where home is, and one must come back because...
ये वो बंधन है जो कभी टूट नहीं सकता. Oh, that reminds me. NNMD has a screening of Swades. This is an invitation for everyone who's listening to attend the screening and to spread the word. We need to save Bollywood because it's not just about country's entertainment anymore. This is slowly becoming about nationalism.
This truly was inspiring. all of us here at TBH are rooting for you to be honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award in the 162nd Filmfare Awards next year, KK.
Thank you. We hope to see you at the screening and keep rolling.
That was KK, aka Kapoor Khan for you folks. The information that has come our way today is really important. Yes, we agree that Bollywood has had its highs and lows over these 2 centuries.
But now Bollywood is dying. We're abandoning it. But we hear you. Have you seen the kind of movies that are made? Who wants to watch them? Well, divide 200 crores by the mean price of a ticket. That's how many people want to watch it.
To which you'll say, but maybe because that's what we're given to watch. We have no option. We need better cinema. We need cinema with well-written scripts, less siren songs, and more sensibilities and meaning.
True, we do. But such movies do come once in a while. Well-written movies that have a great story arc with absolutely no pointless shirt-removing scenes. And when such movies come along, we'll have to make an effort to actually appreciate it. To go out and watch it in a theater instead of downloading it off the internet. Because how else do you expect people to get motivated to make more of these movies? Because every time we pirate a movie that we really like, the kind of movies that were made for us as a target audience, the less of such movies will be made.
And if we as an audience don't appreciate it, of course the cast and crew are going to move over to some place where they get that appreciation.
And don't say Bollywood studios and producers are only in it for the money. Like it's a bad thing. It's like saying, man, Raj got that job. I bet he's in it for the money. Like, no shit.
Look, everyone is moving away for better employment. I mean, this has been going on for centuries now. People move on to other places for better employment, better education, better lifestyle, and even better Chinese food. But better cinema could be that one exception in years to come if we as an audience merely appreciate whatever kind of movies it is that you like.
Because if there's one thing we know, it's that Bollywood producers will keep on doing whatever it is that they feel is appreciated. So might as well make that thing a more sensible, less meaningless, professionally written, well-produced piece of original cinematic art.
With Bollywood Nautanki, Swad Anusar.
And that's our show.
A little PSA from us at the Black Hole. Don't believe anything you see on a WhatsApp forward.
Think of WhatsApp forwards as your college roommate's shady ex-girlfriend's blog about your roommate. It's meant to be as authentic and honest sounding as possible, but if you really think about it, nor can you really trust it, but also because if any of that was true, you might have come to know about it via 100 different sources already.
So yeah, I mean, like a person lying from the other end of the screen trying to disguise lies as plausible, authentic truth in order to start rumors for naive, sinister purposes.
Also, this show wouldn't be possible without the two of us and Hardik. So a thank you to you all.
And a thank you to you all too.
And also we are extremely grateful to the cast and crew of Last Week Tonight with Johnny Lever for letting us use the set.
And also stay tuned after this for our celebrity cooking show, Cooking Bad with Chef Ali Khan, where in tonight's episode you will learn how to cook popcorn burger and tandoori rasgulla. Stay tuned.